Hello, Earthlings. Welcome to a very special transmission. My name is Matt Worldly, and this is Alien Wizard Science. Tonight, we are honoring the dead. I know it is not Dia de los Muertos, pero estamos mirar un video yo created back in 2003. This video is called Numinous. It's about 10 minutes long. We're going to watch it here in just a minute. But first I need to give you some background because it is an exceptional story, how this all ties together and how this video came to be. So I first premiered this video back in 2023 in my art gallery. And it was a fantastic night. All the homies came, a bunch of people came I didn't know. We premiered it on the big screen, and I think we watched it 2 times in a row. It was so much fun. Shout out to everybody who came that night. I guess I want to start this by saying that for the past 4 years, I've had a friend who is a Sundancer, and he has invited me to support him in the Sundance. There's a lot that goes into it. I'm not going to name the tribe. I'm not going to talk too much about the ceremonial components because I think that's private. And I actually had some pictures that I was going to share, and I'm like, wait a minute, can't fucking do that. So here's take 3 of me respecting, tradition and Native Americans' ceremonies. Good Lord, get your shit together, Matt. So for 4 years, I went to native land and helped natives in their ceremony. And part of the ceremonial process is butchering a buffalo. And I showed up the day after that for Tree Day. Tree Day is where they chop down a tree. But ultimately, the buffalo and the tree are extremely connected. I don't need to say how. It's not important, but they are extremely connected. And when I got there on Tree Day, we were cutting down this tree, and there was bark flying everywhere. And I'm like, oh man, I gotta get my hands on that bark because I wanna smell the bark. I bet it smells, when you dip your hands in fresh soil or you smell fresh cut grass. You're like, oh, nature, it's so hot, so sexy. And I got a piece of the bark and I smelled it, and it smelled like total dog shit. With all due respect, did not smell good. And so I threw it to the side. And then my friend, who I'm supporting, he comes up to me, he hands me another piece of that bark, and he says, put this in your pocket and put it on your altar when you get home. And I'm like, okay. So I get back to camp, and people are talking, and I hear Nino. Nino is my mentor. Let me show you guys. This is Nino. Nino is one of a kind. There's no one like Nino in the whole world. He also works with the medicine, and he is my mentor. And I heard Nino talking. I said, Nino, well, what are you talking about? He goes, well, did you smell the tree bark? I said, yeah, it smelled terrible. I said, what is that smell? And he said, that's the smell of the buffalo hide. That's what the buffalo hide smells like. And I'm like, holy crap. I'm like processing what he's telling me, because what he's telling me is essentially is that, the nutshell version is that the ceremony, the prayer was so strong that the spirit of the buffalo could be sensed, literally could be sensed through the tree. That's how present and how much honor was in the air, you could say. And I had a hard time wrapping my head around this, but you couldn't deny the smell. Even the person leading the Sundance, the Native American, came up and he put a little piece of that wood in his eagle feather that he dances with because he's like, this is as magical as it gets. So I'm like, holy shit. Holy shit. I asked Nino, I said, Nino, what would you call this moment? If you had one word to describe this moment, what would you say? And he looked around and he goes, Numinous. And that word, it rung in my heart and it rung in my soul. And I'm really fascinated with titles for things, and I knew that Numinous would be the title for something extraordinary. So when Sundance was over, I got home, I started making art, getting back to my normal life, and I had discovered CharlesTheFirst music before I went to Sundance, but only until I got back did I find this album called Step Time. It's only got 3 songs on it, and these 3 songs tell such a magnificent story, and it's like listening to another language. Like, you're not gonna like it at first, I can almost guarantee that. Because it's like hearing a foreign language. You're never going to understand what people are saying, only until you're like, wait, what are you trying to say? And then they break it down and you're like, oh my God, that sounds beautiful. The way you put that, the way you said that in your language is truly remarkable. And that's CharlesTheFirst. And when my ex-girlfriend, when she first showed me CharlesTheFirst, I kind of mocked her a little bit and was just like, this guy's just like womp womp, weird, like you only like his music if you like ketamine. But then, the more I listened, I'm like, fuck. Damn. We lost a real one. We lost a real one. CharlesTheFirst, man. We lost a real one. This wasn't just somebody. This was a Jimi Hendrix. This was an Amy Winehouse. This was somebody who was taken from us way too soon. And it breaks my heart. And it's another reason why I had to create Numinous, why I had to make a music video to those 3 tracks that I just told you about. Because I was so touched by this man's music. This kid, his 24-year-old, I think he was. This 24-year-old kid, I was so touched by his music. I said, you know what, brother? I hear you. I see you, homie. I'm gonna bring back your creative spirit through visual art because you inspire me so much to create. And I wanted to challenge myself. So, here we are. I started listening to CharlesTheFirst and I'm like, this dude, I have to honor him. I have to create this video and it's gonna be called Numinous. And the reason why it's called Numinous is because I wanted to take the energy from Sundance. The way that the natives honored that buffalo, I wanted to honor CharlesTheFirst in the same way. I wanted to bring Charles into this space with me, the spirit of Charles. So every night before I would shower, I like to shower in the dark and pray in there and like call in spirits. I would call in the spirit of CharlesTheFirst. When I came in here to the laboratory before I created artwork, I would say, CharlesTheFirst, I welcome you into this space, brother. Speak with me, create with me, teach me, guide me. And I swear to you, you guys, when you set intentions like that, you'll be mind blown of what happens. So I believe that in the same way the natives honored the buffalo, and the buffalo was so present through smell, I believe that I have honored CharlesTheFirst sonically so much that you will be able to feel him visually. So that is my speech. That is my opening to Numinous. And I'm so excited for you guys to see this. I think you're really going to be blown away. That's fun.